Hi, welcome to this African perspective. So we're going to be checking out some videos about how Gen Z got robbed out of adulthood, and then some videos about how some people do not want to hire Gen Zs and they're giving them a little bit of like trouble when it comes to like the job when they're applying for jobs, and the reason why sometimes they get rejected just because they are Gen Zs, and the preconceptions that people have about Gen Zs in general. But yeah, so we're going to be checking this video out. Before we get right into this video, make sure you click the like button. It helps with the algorithm and I appreciate that so much. Let's get right into this video.
I think it's kind of absurd how much money you have to spend to try and become an independent adult. Like, my car broke down a couple months ago. I had to buy something new, so I bought a truck, right? But I can't just drive my truck immediately after buying it. I have to go pay to get it registered, pay to put plates on it, and then I have to pay for insurance. And I hate insurance. It doesn't make any sense to me because the government says you have to have insurance, right? It's illegal not to, but they don't provide it for you. The way you get insurance is through private companies. And these companies, like, they know that you have to go to them. So they treat people like shit because what's the alternative? Not driving without insurance? If you get pulled over, you're But okay, sure, fine, whatever. I'll pay for the registration. I'll pay for the new license plates. I'll pay for the cheapest insurance I possibly can. Am I allowed to drive my truck now? I have to go get it inspected. So I bring it to get inspected, and the guy's like, hey man, your tires are basically completely bald, and also your shocks are falling off. So I have to pay for new tires, I have to pay for new shocks. I get past the inspection. Can I drive my truck now? Yes, I can. 2 months later, flash forward, right now, modern day, me sitting here talking to you, I turned 21 in a week, I need a new license. They don't give you that for free. You have to pay for a new license? How? Why? It's my fault that I aged. Like, I'm 21 now. You guys said I have to get a new license, and I have to pay for that? That's not fair. Like, discounting any other bills I've had throughout the entirety of the last couple months, that's like $7,500 alone on just being able to have a form of transport.
I got beans, creams, potatoes, tomatoes.
No, so I made a list for everybody to get into their noggins what my generation got robbed of. So number one, 2-bedroom apartments being less than $1,000. Did you see that one video, that girl or that guy, I guess, I don't know. They went to some sort of convention. I don't know what convention this was, but they went to all these different generations and asked them, how much was your very first apartment, right? They asked the boomers, the silent generation, Gen X, millennials, all of them, how much was your first apartment? Boomers, alphas, and Gen Xers, they all said, oh, I got my 2-bedroom apartment in a nice part of town for upwards of maybe $800, $900 at most. In a nice part of town, $900? I wish. I live in the state of Florida. If you want to get a decent 1-bedroom apartment in a nice part of town, you'd have to pay upwards of almost $3,000 just to do that. Or you have to, sacrifice a few things, maybe be in a not so good part of town and get it for, I don't know, maybe $1,500, $600, $1,600. And that's if it's available. That's if it's available. It may not even be available. Number two, clubbing culture. We all grew up with Jersey Shore, MTV, Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan, Kim Kardashian, all of these people going to these clubs, having fun, popping bottles. They would make rap songs about it, like I be popping bottles. They go in there, make music or whatever. Back in the day, Drake in the club, yo. And we all grew up like, oh, when I turn 21, I'm gonna go to the club. I'm gonna have my Snooki moment. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna be like Paris Hilton, buying bottles, dancing, meeting some random guy, doing this, that, and the third, getting all, nice and cute looking, dressed up in mini dresses and glitter and clubbing culture sucks. Let me warn everybody out there who's turning 21. Clubbing culture sucks. It sucks. You gotta buy bottles. You're not buying bottles. You're 21. Your job barely pays you minimum wage and you're buying bottles. You can't even afford your car insurance. Don't buy bottles. Don't even buy the drinks. The cocktails themselves, upwards of almost $25 for a watered down nasty cocktail that you won't even like. You're dancing in a room full of sweaty people who might drug you. If you're a woman, it is like 100% more likely that you will get drugged while you're at a club. If you're not watching your drink for 2 seconds, somebody's going to inject something in there, pour a random powder in there, watch you the entire night and wait for you to go to the bathroom or pass out somewhere or get too woozy. Then they'll come up behind you pretending that they dancing with you and take you home or sex traffic you or something. Clubbing culture sucks. I know she says she didn't want to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it because I hate this. The college to job pipeline sucks. For our entire lives, we were told, Oh, you need to go to college. You need to go to a good 4-year college. Get a bachelor's degree in something that's actually worth it. And then once you get that college degree, you could go and get any job you want. It's immediate. You know, you might need to get an internship while you're in college. But, you know, it all works out eventually and you'll get a nice job. No, you don't. No, you don't. Unless you have connections inside, like deep connections. I'm not talking your homegirl working the customer service center. I'm not talking that. I'm talking you need connections like your granddaddy worked there in order to get a good job at this point. You need somebody inside to get you a good job. And even then, college is so expensive. Some people are just saying, you know what? It's not even worth it. If I'm not even going to get this, why am I going to this? Spending upwards of $1 million to go to this if I'm not even getting this. There's no point. I might as well go and get a trade and make money some other type of way. I feel like we were scammed of that because there's no way for our entire lives. We were told we get a 4-year degree, we get a job. Boom, easy. And then when we try and get a job, you need 10 years experience to get an entry-level job that isn't even going to pay you the same amount of money you were making at McDonald's before you got to college. And then once you get to college, you have to try and go back to this. The apartment thing. You don't have that. So you don't have that. So you don't have that. So you can't even do that. You definitely can't do that if you don't have that. But like, what? I know she talked about it in her video, but I'm going to talk about it. When we were younger, we were engulfed in this culture that Black Friday is going to be war. It's going to be like the Hunger Games. You're going to have to fight people for a TV, a mini fridge for your college dorm room, for a new iPhone, for sneakers, for even a coffee maker. You're going to have to fight somebody over. You're going to have to punch a little child in the throat, kick a grandma down some stairs. You might need to karate chop a few old men just to get this coffee maker. Now it's Cyber Monday. Text messages the month of November, the first day of November. Hey, girly, we're doing 60% off our entire store. You get emails 2 weeks before Black Friday is supposed to start, and the deals are 30% off, but only if you spend $200. And then Apple stopped giving away headphones. That's not Black Friday, but I just want to talk about it. Apple stopped giving away headphones for student discounts. Did y'all know that? Because I did it. I remember you go in the Apple store, you get a MacBook or an iPad, you get headphones. No, now it's you go into an Apple store, get a MacBook or an iPad, you get a gift card of $100. That's not even enough. That's not even enough to get you any of the newest earbuds. You can get one of the first generations that are probably going to break in 2 seconds after you get them, but that's about it. Going back to Black Friday sucks, and I feel like we were robbed of all the chaos that we could have ensued at our age. But seeing how y'all reacted to a Popeye's chicken sandwich, y'all murdered somebody over one, stabbed somebody over one, ran someone over with their car over one. I think I'm pretty good on the chaos part. I just want the discounts back, right? Last but not least, y'all already see it. It's cheap tickets. Cheap plane tickets, cheap hotels, cheap concert tickets, cheap amusement park tickets, whatever the ticket may be. It used to be cheap. And you know what? I am so sick of people like, oh, well, I remember I went to this concert and I got them for like $100 and I was front row and da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, good for y'all. Right? When did you go? 1992? You saw Blink-182 at 1992 for $100 front row? I remember I saw Beyonce for $300 and I got front row. She looked at me and she held my hand. Oh my God. Good for you. You know, like, I don't care. Now I have to sit here and fight for my life at Ticketmaster to buy a ticket that is upcharged because a bot was able to get in there for pre-sale, which I don't know how that's able to happen, but they were able to get in there for the pre-sale, the fan-only pre-sale, and get a ticket, and now they're upcharging it for almost double, triple, quadruple what they paid for. What? And then you look at plane tickets. Plane tickets back in the day, I asked my mom this. I said, were plane tickets ever this expensive and hard to get? She said, no. I remember even when you were able to go online, like you go on your little laptop or your computer, your home computer, and buy plane tickets, it was never this expensive. You guys are paying almost like $500 for one way. You would have to pay, I don't know, maybe $100. I went to New York City from the state of Florida for only $200 during Christmas time. I'm just saying we were scammed out of all of that. All of it. I'm going to go back to concert tickets. Why am I sitting here paying almost $800 for nosebleeds to see Olivia Rodrigo? Why am I fighting for an obscured Vision ticket that's $700 for a Drake concert? Drake? Really? I'm paying for Drake and I can't even see him? I'm paying $700 to see a wall. It tells you now. It used to not tell you, but now they have the common courtesy to at least tell you before they take the $700. Instead of just taking that seat off their little website, they would rather charge you $700 to see a wall and listen to Drake performing what you could have did at home. I can look at the wall and listen to Drake right now. I don't need to pay $700 for that. These are all the things I think we got robbed of. I don't know anything else, but there you go.
If you're wondering what the job market looks like right now, look no further than my swollen eyelids. A Gen X hiring manager told me that I wasn't hired because I'm Gen Z, and that's been making me cry for the better part of the last 5 hours. Outside of going to watch Wicked, of course. I interviewed for this job that I was a shoo-in for 3 weeks ago. I had worked in this department before, I had worked with this team before, and I excelled when I worked there. And everyone on that team really, really liked me, and I really liked everybody. I actually have missed that job ever since I started the current job I am in. When I left, everyone promised me that they would let me know when a job position was going to open so that I could be aware of it and apply. Of course, empty promises are what they are, and nobody told me anything for the better part of the last year I have been job searching. But whatever, I didn't let that discourage me. I saw a month ago that this department had a position open, and I applied. I got an interview immediately, and I was feeling really good about it. The day of the interview comes around, and they let me know that they will be contacting me on Friday to let me know if I got the job. That felt quite solid for me. Again, I was a shoo-in. I had done the job before. I had fit in really well with the team. A week passes by, hear no word. I send an email asking HR if the position has been filled. They said they hadn't heard anything from the department. I send an email to both the hiring manager and the panel. Nobody replies to that email. Fast forward to today. I wait 15 minutes to leave work because I wanted to avoid traffic and hit the elevator button, and lo and behold, who do I share the elevator with? The hiring manager. We do our polite talk, blah, blah, blah. How are you doing? How's everything? Blah. And she tells me, have you been contacted about the position? And I said, no. Why? And she goes, oh, so-and-so was supposed to call you. He insisted on calling you because actually the position has been filled. And I said, oh, really? And they go, yeah, we found someone who was just better fitting for the team and had a little bit more history with us. Okay, whatever that means. We continue speaking. They're very upset that the person that was supposed to call me didn't call me. But that wasn't really my goal in the conversation. Eventually I ask, can you be candid with me and let me know why I wasn't chosen? Is there anything that I can do better in future interviews? And before I tell you this, I want to remind you, these people worked with me, they know me, they expressed that they liked me, and they said that they liked the quality of my work. The person proceeds to tell me that I shared things that they just wouldn't have. I push and I say, could you say what things you wouldn't have shared? They said this to me. I wouldn't have shared anything medical. I wouldn't share that you're doing anything with social media and that you're pursuing that. And honestly, it was really concerning you don't have a 5-year plan. And I'm sitting there in shock, and I just say, go on. They tell me, yeah, I have this issue with my son as well, and to be quite frank with you, I think it's a Gen Z problem. You have to understand, it's all about perception. It's all about optics. Gen Z needs to understand that you don't need to share everything about yourself. When people ask you your 5-year plan, it's very concerning when you say you have no plan. It shows that you're not good for commitment. Even if you just have to make something up on the spot. And I just think Gen Z has a really hard time with that. Again, reminder, these people know I have a disability. These people know I have multiple sclerosis, which is why I shared that. I would not share that with strangers. They were the ones who asked me what I was really passionate about, and I said my social media. I think my following is really great, and I love sharing my life. And part of my life is working an office job, and I share things about that. I didn't say any of that to them. This was just all going on in my head. But yeah, you prefer to hire someone who is lying, who wants to look good, but isn't actually good, right? You want someone who is not transparent because that's totally trustworthy. And you want someone to lie to you about their 5-year plan. Because me not having an idea what I want for my future definitely shows that I'm a risk, that I'm not trustworthy. They made the claim that, oh, you could get a better opportunity in a year and you would leave. How about Gen X and boomers start investing in us? Start taking a chance on us. How can we know that we want something, that we want to stay in a career long term if we don't know what that's going to look like? I graduated college in biomedical sciences to become a doctor. That's no longer in the picture for me because I am a disabled person. So no, I just graduated a year ago. I don't know what I want my future to look like because of the circumstance in my life. But I'm a good worker and my resume shows for it. My resume shows I've worked at places for 2 years at a time. I take my time learning a task and mastering it and being a good employee before I take flight. But yeah, that's my very long story as to why I didn't get the job I was supposed to be a shoo-in for. Because I'm Gen Z, of course.
Damn. I wish my rent was low. There are aliens! I wish groceries weren't so damn expensive. Aliens! There's aliens! Hey, you shut up! But there's aliens. What am I going to do? You're poor.
We listen and we don't judge. I very often fantasize about not living anymore. And I have since I was little. Don't report me, y'all. Okay? I've been there, done that. Been institutionalized and everything. Okay? They had me on Seroquel, antipsychotic. They had me on an antipsychotic. My senior year in undergrad, I was fighting for my life. I don't even know how I graduated from IU Bloomington. Because they had me highly medicated. I mean, that drug is the devil. Nobody should take Seroquel. No one. Anyway, it's not because I'm psychotic that I fantasize about not living anymore. It's because I'm rather sane and reasonable, honestly. I just don't enjoy anything about this world. I don't enjoy how all of these systems take advantage of people's ignorance. I don't enjoy how bad of parents people are. I don't enjoy how children are abused and neglected and exploited. I don't enjoy how people abuse and take advantage of good-hearted people. I don't enjoy how our food is not real. I don't enjoy how everything comes with some kind of strings attached these days. I just don't like it. That's not where I came from. I know I came from somewhere else. I know that I'm not of this place because I have far too much of capacity for love and goodness and common sense and just rightness, okay? I guess it would be righteousness, but y'all are triggered by the word righteousness. Just right. That doesn't mean I'm always right in my thinking, but that means that I have a desire to do things the right way, according to what is right for me and the world around me. And there's just a total lack of that. I don't enjoy this world. There's nothing in this world that's holding me here. I ain't got no kids that I'm responsible for. I don't have anyone who is dependent upon my life for them to do whatever they need to do. And I've already done all that I've dreamed to do, all that I desire to do. I did it. And now here I am, like, trying to find new dreams, trying to create new visions just to give myself something to hold on to. But I just don't enjoy this world. I don't. And it doesn't feel worth it to me to, like, struggle to maintain life in this world, because this world sucks, in my opinion. I just don't enjoy it enough to struggle just to continue to participate in it. So yeah, my conversations with God really be around, like, I'm ready whenever you are, you know. Like, I'm over this. It's hard, and not even like it's hard in pursuit of something. Like, I've done that. I've done the hard stuff in pursuit of degrees and certificates and experiences and awards and recognition. I've done that. That's not the problem. But it's just like always battling ugliness and demons and darkness, and then always being vilified for just being the person to say what needs to be said. Like, it's just exhausting. I don't want to do it. I don't even love nobody on this planet that much to just continue to fight this fight. It's just me. I'm fighting it for myself. So yeah, that's my truth. We listen and we don't judge.
When we get to a point in the world where Gen Zs are the oldest and Gen Zs are the ones that are in workplaces, like in those spaces, I just hope that there will be like a certain amount of people that end the circle of like looking at people that are younger and hating on them or behaving some type of way towards them. Because I don't know why, like I just feel like whenever people get to a certain age and they look at those that are younger than them, they will be like, things have changed. And then they're like very judgy, like they want to judge people that are younger. I feel like there's always like this anger or to some level, I don't know, like jealousy when people get older and they feel like, this person is young. It happens like when in families where you look at aunties or uncles that be looking at the younger ones and be like, like you all are so lazy. Back in the days, this is what I used to do. And then they start judging them and saying, you're not doing what I'm doing. Or like when some people be like they're working with some older people and then the older people are looking at them jealous and treating them really badly. And I'm like, well, I don't even get why that happens. I know it's not everybody that does it, but why that thing is even something that we're discussing it because it happens to some people. So I'm really hoping that maybe one day that those kind of things just, fade away, because at the end of the day we're all gonna grow. Like some people that stay alive long enough gonna grow old, and aging is normal. Like just accept it. Life is gonna be a little bit different to what you're used to. People are gonna have they will develop some certain behaviors or certain things that are just different from yours, and it's okay to be open-minded and just let things be. Like when you were younger, at some point you had people who were older than you and were looking at you and saying, you ain't doing enough, you're being lazy or something. Like they had some stuff to say about you too. So like let us just try to give people grace and just live life. Let live, okay, please. Like, because the thing is just too much. The whole argument and fights and quarreling and saying, oh, this generation feel this way about this generation, that. Old age is still gonna come. People are gonna die. At the end of the day, we're gonna grow old, die, and that's it. The cycle continues. There's gonna be different generations coming as long as people keep giving birth. So that's just it. There really need to be an understanding that with different generation and different things, people are having different kind of experiences and life. Things are changing. Might not be everything that changes, but like there's a certain level of changes to things, and people are just coping with whatever. People are just trying to survive and cope with whatever changes they have during their own time, during their adulthood period, their teenage period, their old age, their mid 40s. Everybody's just trying to cope according to what the society has to give, like that certain period. So you don't expect to be at a certain different level or be somebody who's in your retirement time and then be looking at those at a younger age and be like, why aren't you doing this? No, like things are kind of different. Like you guys are on a different space, time, level, different. You guys are having different experience. Okay, so it's not gonna be it's not gonna like just don't be involved or try to tell somebody what they're going through or what they're supposed to be doing or how they're supposed to be feeling or how they're supposed to be handling something when you're not experiencing it and it's something you just never experienced or lived, that kind of thing. You should be open-minded to learn at any time. Like being a younger person, be open-minded to learn from anybody, older person, small, young. Being an older person, be open-minded to learning from literally anybody and hearing their experience. Let them tell you what they're going through, what life looks like for them. Like that's just it. There's just some certain level of uniqueness to experiences for anybody and different generations. You've made it to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching this video to the very end. I really appreciate you. Don't forget to click the like button. It helps with the algorithm and I appreciate that so much. And subscribe to the channel if you're new here and you're watching me for the very first time. Hit the notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video and leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.